Okay, so this has been like a big issue in my life, and this has been a big issue. This has been a big issue for, I guess like the history of the world or something, I don't know. But domestic violence, I know, not funny. Not funny at all. There's nothing funny about domestic violence, and that's really not, I'm not trying to be funny. What I'm trying to say is if somebody, and this has come up in my life, like this has been like the year of domestic violence. I've done a ton of research and I've read essays by women, and it's mostly women. Let's not argue that, okay, yeah, sometimes gay people do it. Sometimes women hit men. But let's not cloud that issue. Let's not cloud the issue that it's mostly men and it's mostly men hitting women. Like, that's the vast majority of what's going on. And I don't I don't understand. Like my friends have come to me and I've witnessed like these like horrible things. And sometimes there's kids involved, and that's even more heartbreaking to me. Because if you can't see what's going on with your kid, what some monster's doing to your kid, then I mean, oh my God, there's nothing more clear than a black eye, really. I mean, and that's what I don't understand why they don't leave. I don't understand if somebody hits you in a relationship, the relationship is now over. They don't respect you. Like, you have to leave. And I've talked to my friends at length and I'm like, but, why are you staying there? They'll go into this really dark, creepy place of telling me the gory details of, you know, the violence that happened. And I listen politely and then I'm like, well, why don't you leave? And they always say the same thing, but I love him and it's not always bad. I'm like, yeah, well, it's only going to get better from a black eye. Like, that you're just going to go uphill from there. Like, it doesn't. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I don't understand why they don't leave. I'm like, did he break your legs and your arm? Because if you have one arm and two legs, you can get out. You can pack a bag and you can walk out of the house. Like, I don't understand why they don't leave. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I've done lots of research, and, intermittent reinforcement's really powerful, and, because it's not always bad. Sometimes he brings flowers home after he beats me. Like, oh my God, really? Like, $10 worth of flowers? And someone gets to hit you and your kids and do all kinds of violence. Like, and it's dark. Like, it's not just like punching them in the face, which is pretty dark, but it's, other things. And I just like, not hitting people to me is such a basic thing. Not that I don't want to. I often want to hit people, because sometimes they do stupid, mean, dangerous things in front of you. And, as monkeys, because we're all monkeys, let's face it, we're monkeys who can talk and shoot guns, which is so much more dangerous than just a monkey who can't talk or shoot a gun. But I sometimes, it's sort of a natural, it's kind of a natural thing when you have arms and hands, and think people do things that are bad, you want to stop them from doing bad things. Like, I think about how, a lot of the reasons why women are in the position in the world that they're in is that we don't hit people when we maybe should. Like, when people are blocking you from getting basic health care at a clinic, like men, if a man were going to like a urologist or proctologist and like getting his parts checked, and a group of people stood in front of him in front of that clinic and tried to physically stop him, he would punch them in the face. Women won't. Women will wait for other people to get there and surround them and like non-violently go through. I used to do clinic defense. It's the most ridiculous, like, really not funny comedic thing that human beings can do, because you can't touch anybody, because then, that's battery. So you can't touch each other, so you guys are all doing this like bizarre dance where you're trying to physically block but you can't touch. So it's like the way the game of basketball used to be back in the day before they started like elbowing people in the groin. And like, it's so bizarre, and like, it's not really comedic because what you're doing is not comedic. Like physically protecting a woman to go into a clinic that checks her parts. Most of them aren't actually there for abortions. It's so egregious to me on so many levels, and men wouldn't put up with it. If you tried to stop a man from getting, like, I don't know, anything, alcohol, his food, his health care, like, if you tried to stop a man from doing that, he would punch you in the face. And, I'm against hitting and violence, but sometimes, like when someone's trying to stop you from getting health care, I can see why women aren't standing in front of men's clinics trying to stop them from getting basic health care. But men are standing in front of women's clinics, and women too, are standing in front of women's clinics because they know that the women won't punch them in the face. So, and I just, it boggles my mind because I've done all this research that there's actually like an entire silent secret underground railroad for women who need to escape a violent man. There's like a whole thing going on, and it's like mind-boggling to me that this is happening. Like it is so prevalent and so common for domestic violence to happen that there's actually an entire system that people don't like. Men can't go there. Men cannot go to these places because they're afraid that men might kill them. Like, which is just, I mean, I, again, I just don't think men would put up with that kind of thing where somebody was attacking them so frequently. Somebody of a certain gender was attacking them so frequently over and over again, and they were afraid for their lives. Rightly so, because statistically, they get killed. I just, like, they would take up arms. They would take up arms because they would realize they were at war, and a miniskirt wasn't going to do as much damage as a weapon. Because that's what we're taught, right? We're taught that if there's a big war going on, but we're going to wear miniskirts and be princesses. Yeah, yeah, that's gonna solve it. Just look cute. If you look cute, nothing bad will happen to you, which is, so not true. And that's what the world wants. They just want you to shut up and look cute, don't be a bitch, and nothing bad will happen to you. But that's not actually true. That's not actually true. Like, there's actually no way to keep bad things from happening to you. It has nothing to do with your behavior. It has to do with the outside world and what they're projecting onto you and what they want. Like, you can say or do anything. You can dress however you want. Anything can happen and will and does. Like, oh my God. So I don't, in the future, if you want unsolicited advice, if somebody hits you, leave them. And yeah, everyone, has this hush hush it's complicated thing. It is so not complicated. Just go. Just go. Just leave. And sometimes people, they sleep, they go to work, they do other things. They're not with you all the time. I've left people pack a bag. You pack a bag, you know what you do? You go to the store and you get a box of hefty bags. And you get a friend with a truck and you like bug out. And it takes, I tell you, like it'll take less than an hour to get your stuff out. And everything that you have is probably replaceable. So if you can't get your stuff and you just have to get yourself and like, your underwear out, you can do that. That doesn't take any time at all. That's like packing a backpack for the day. Just get out. Somebody hits you in a relationship. It is now over. Just leave. And you might love them. You can love them from a distance because that's the only safe way it's going to happen. And if you hit somebody, for the people out there who are hitting people and choking them and doing all kinds of things to them, you deserve to have someone leave you. Like, you deserve to not have that person's love or attention. You deserve to never see them again. Because once you hit somebody, it's over. The relationship is over. And it will never be revived again. And it usually has, usually people who beat on other people end up killing them. So, once that happens, just go. It's not going to get better. Just pack a bag and leave. For more unsolicited advice, you can click on the next audio clip. Thanks for listening.